This is the world's first ever electric G-Wagen. We're in the Nevada desert in the middle of nowhere, top secret location. And I'm going to show you guys around some of the newest features because this is the unthinkable and it's happening. So this right here, new black panel grille. It's got a contouring ambient light that actually pulsates if you're charging it. Also, if you walk up to it, which is pretty cool. We love little dancing lights. Pretty interesting new feature. The 360 camera has been moved from here and it's now there. Now this is an interesting choice because one, what it does is gives you a lot more visibility if you're off-roading. This car is designed to be elite at off-roading, but at the same time, it's also the first point of impact if anything happens. So if you got a bad parker in a city, that's bad news. Those are 3 more cameras for rain. So you have a rain sensor on the left. The top is a dash cam. That'll help you detect different signs, different things happening for the car to respond accordingly to keep you safe. Also, this is the first edition of the Electric G, and it comes with a new color called South Sea Blue Magno. And that's actually matching with the brake calipers right there. It's got a nice little color combo, black and blue. The first edition also comes with this stripe pattern. Under this hood is something that you're not expecting. A lot of cars, you know, when they're electric, actually all cars that are electric have no sound. Mercedes has done something very interesting and it's underneath that hood. I'm going to show you guys in just a second. All right, because it's electric and the G-Wagen is a very boxy car, they needed to make it more aerodynamic. So they have done some things. You'll see this has a slight lift now. This is more curved. The top is also more curved. It's probably still not that aerodynamic, but it's more aerodynamic than the normal G63, right? You guys ready for a huge reveal here at the back? This is big news. All right, this is the world's thinnest spare tire. Look at this. I mean, look at this. Looks like a bike tire, right? Ready? All right, I was joking. It's just a charging cable. But if you want, you can get a spare tire. But I think the charging cable is pretty interesting that they've actually packaged it like this because there's a lot of things that they can do. And keeping the spare tire kind of aesthetic is a good choice. If you look on the left, G580. This is the first ever G580. We've never seen that anywhere. Also, in the back or on the side, no exhaust pipes. No more gasoline, no more need for any exhaust. But it's been replaced with another cool feature that I like. And that is keyless go. G-Wagen does a really good job with little clickety-clackety sounds, right? So this has a nice little sound to it. I like that. And the typical sound that you hear from a G-Wagen all originates from here. You see this? The clickety-clackety. This was a very important feature by Mercedes because everyone wanted that military feel. So when you slam the doors, it sounds very rugged, small little detail. Look at that, little G. All right, you're welcome, Matt. G for G-Wagen, Mercedes. Looks very nice. Also, that's illuminated. All right, jump inside. So, are you ready to turn on the world's first ever electric G-Wagen? You're not gonna hear anymore. That's an electric car. Now, how is that even possible? So I'm gonna show you guys how it's possible in just a second, but Mercedes realized that the sound from a G-Wagen was super important for the clients. I agree. I was thinking electric G-Wagen, you know, half the thing is the exhaust pipes on the side. So what they've done is they've added sound bars everywhere in the car and replicated the sound of an AMG G63 V8 engine. And I think that's probably one of the best decisions that they made on this car because it makes a huge difference. When you accelerate on the road, you hear, you know, I don't know if they have the pops, that's a whole different story, but they did actually manage to get that sound back, not just on the inside, also on the outside. Apart from that is one feature that I think is even cooler. I think it's the coolest feature on this car, and that is right here. You see this button with the little arrows? All right, watch what happens when I press it right there. That's right. It's a 360-degree G-turn. How is that even possible? Now, the way that they've been able to do that is they got one electric motor per wheel. So each wheel is doing a different job and it's able to just turn on itself on an axis, which is completely crazy. This one right here helps with torque vectoring, helps you take tighter turns in a much faster way. Wheels do different jobs, angle different ways. Take a look at the new display. Let's turn it on like this. Have a look right there. So that is a completely new display. You're kind of in the desert. This is a familiar MBUX territory, but in general, the visuals have been updated and improved. They made it a point to be able to package this car the same way as a gasoline powered G63. Okay, there's one thing I want to show you guys, and that's under here, but you guys are gonna have to go outside to appreciate this. All right, get out of here. Go to the front. All right, now you guys probably have two questions. One, what are the batteries? And two, what's underneath the hood, right? Because some electric cars, they have storage space. Other ones don't. Let's take a little look. All right, first of all, a cover. Now, what's interesting about this is the first thing that you see, this black piece, is a sound bar. It has little speakers under the sound bar, which make it sound like a V8. So what's crazy is that they completely removed the V8, but they kept the sound in the same place. And I think it's a great idea. I mean, again, this is like, the sound is gonna come from there. So not just on the inside, but when you're on the road or you're just walking around and you hear a V8 engine, you might not realize that it's the electric G-Wagen, which is pretty crazy. Let me show you where the batteries are. Let's close this up. Clickety clackety sounds. This is a different version of the electric G. This one, by the way, comes with the tire. No charging cable here. The batteries are right there. That's where they are. And they're protected by extra enforced protection plates. You see that? Right there. So obviously what that does is you see all these dangerous little rocks. If you're off-roading, this flips up and scratches the battery, maybe everything explodes. But Mercedes took care of that, so I think we should be okay. Also, by the way, this is the baby, huh? I mean, this is still a G-Wagen. Look at the suspension on that thing. All right, so let's talk about performance and price. So, what does it do? This is 589 horsepower, and it does 0 to 104.7 seconds. To charge it, it'll go from 10% to 80% in about 34 minutes. And that'll last you a range of about 470 kilometers, which is actually pretty freaking good, especially considering that it's still a boxy car. It's not incredibly aerodynamic despite the changes that they've made, and it's heavy. So that's a pretty good range. In terms of the price, what does it cost? It's gonna be between the G550 and the G63, somewhere around there. That's all they could say, no more. But if you guys do some research, you'll be able to find it very fast. Anyways, what do you guys think of the new, brand new, first ever electric G-Wagen? Let me know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time.